Good evening. My father passed away Friday night. It was about 48 hours ago almost. And I'm hurting really bad inside. I'm still going to do this shave even though I didn't really feel like doing it. So, to remember my father, and use this Old Spice mug. When I was a kid, I needed to start shaving. He gave me his Old Spice mug. I don't know where it's at. This is a new one. I bought this one, but I think I ditched that thing a long time ago. And he gave me a floppy boar brush that he'd been using for a long time. Like, I want to say at least 10 years. And I don't have that either. I do have some of his shave gear, but I haven't taken it home yet. So he gave me that mug, and I don't think it had Old Spice in it. It probably had Williams or Colgate or something in it. Gave me his boar brush and said, "Here you go," and just start shaving. So that didn't last too long. I think I started using, I was probably 14 or 15 or something. Started using electric razor for a little while, and then something else, and didn't really think about it much, so I don't know. But anyways, these two pieces of gear are kind of close to what I used to see him shaving with. You know, when I was a real little kid, he used to have that Old Spice mug there and his old floppy brush. And he'd be shaving with Bic Sensitive disposables. And he used those for a long time. My dad was a really nice man. Really nice. Reliable, as my wife would say. Your dad was a good dad. He was reliable. And he was. Soap takes just a little time. It starts off fast, but you get better lather. You just work it for a little while. I forgot, you know what? It's really thirsty soap. It's one of those lathers that feel really nice on your skin. So I was pulling out a bunch of pictures tonight and look at them. Found some pictures from like his glory days and all that when he was going to school at Michigan State University. I found what looks to be pictures of his trip to California in 1966 when he was in the marching band for the Rose Bowl. It's like a bunch of marching band people on airplanes and stuff. That'll do it. My dad never used a straight razor, or he did use a DE a couple times, and he gave me that DE, which I have it, but he didn't like it. I think he cut himself with it. I was like, screw that. He just went back to using a cartridge. He did use brushes, and he liked good soap. So. He wasn't a very adventurous man. He played it safe. He was nice. He was a homebody kind of guy. Happy wife, happy life. You know, he's just easygoing. Yeah, I don't know. I actually, honestly, I don't know how I turned out the way I did. You know, my father and I are really a lot different. He didn't listen to rock and roll. You know, he's kind of a classical guy. I like jazz. He liked Motown because he was from Detroit. And because Motown's some good music. Growing up, I was a wild kid. I was a hard son to have when I was a teenager. Used to run away from home a lot. Get into trouble. But I turned out okay, and you know, there was no bad blood between me and my dad. All of our issues were resolved in the end. I miss I miss him. New. But that's life. Just going through those pictures tonight, was just thinking, gosh, it would have been nice. What can you do now? Would have been nice to come on over and have him talk to me about the context of some of these pictures I dug up. But I don't know. I didn't even know they were there. I was going through his stuff, you know. In his closet, found a bunch of them. I feel like my lather's thin. I think I'm gonna go back to the puck here. Let's give it a little more soap. Not used to this brush, haven't used it for a while. There we go. Might have put too much water in it or something. About a year ago, I made my father a shave brush out of a clarinet barrel. It's a little piece of the clarinet that goes between the mouthpiece and the rest of the part with the keys on it. And he really liked it. And I put a Michigan State logo on it. He used it for about a year. It has a white mountain badger knot on it. He really liked it. So, I guess I'm gonna take it back. And he told me the whole time, that he was dying of the cancer. He never felt any pain, he said. Which I thought was interesting. It's just like the cancer just kind of sucked the life out of him over a period of a year, and he just got so tired that he couldn't talk anymore and couldn't move anymore. It was liver cancer, by the way. And he didn't drink alcohol or anything either. He ate a lot of organic food. So who knows why these things happen. They just do sometimes. He was 75. I always thought that he'd be around for, at least till he was 85 or so. Or 90. He took care of himself. It's like his life is cut 10 or 15 years short. So the funeral's gonna be this week sometime. I'm still just processing it now, But I loved my father. And he was a good father. Trust me, I've seen a lot of fathers. When I think of my father and how he was with his family and his wife and all that, I think, that's kind of the standard that I try to live up to. I got a different approach, a different personality than my father. But he was such a good man. You can't help but want to, emulate that to some extent there. Okay, I gotta whip this stuff up here. I used to really like that brush. Now I'm just wishing I had my synthetic right now. It feels good though on the face. It really does. One time I offered my dad a straight razor shave and he said, no way, man. He wasn't going to do it. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Look after my dad. A day or two before he died, I told him goodbye. I told him it was okay to go and that I'm a full-grown man now. And that he did his job as a father, and that I didn't need him anymore, and that he can leave now. His job is done. And I told him that I loved him, of course, and that I was gonna miss him, but you know, it was okay. You know, he didn't need to stick around any longer. And you know, I have a son and a daughter, and all I can hope for is that by the time I'm ready to leave this world, you know, they won't need me anymore. You know, they'll be able to live on their own without my help. And that's all I can ever ask for of them. So, with that, I'm going to close. I got some Old Spice here. My dad told me one time he didn't like the smell of Old Spice. But I remember when he gave me that shave gear when I was like 14 or 15. I think he bought me some Old Spice, so. There it is. This is an old container there. It's still the Procter & Gamble. It's not a Scholten, but I like the Procter & Gamble just fine. Well, thanks again, guys, and I hope you all have some great shaves. Have a great week.